Really, that's wonderful. Are you going anywhere nice on holiday this year? But flying, beautiful. That's it, just lie back. That's it, I've got you. Relax. There we go. There we go. All right. How do you feel? Comfortable? I know, it's a very, very comfortable cradle. Right, listen, this won't take long. It might sting a little bit, but ultimately, you're in very, very, very safe hands. I was only joking. There's no need to report me to the British Model Flying Association for cruelty to scale fuselage, which, as we all know, is a French word because no word that beautiful could be in the British language, or English language even. Crikey, was I even sort of nationalist racist then? Crikey. Look, this video is about putting the navigation lights on. And we're going to have to do some cutting and grinding. What? No, don't worry. You're in safe hands. I've told you that. We might have to do a little bit of cutting and grinding. Because obviously we've got to get rid of these knurls on the side here. These imitation navigation lights. And we're going to be fitting Bella with some of those Unilight navigation lights, which are fantastic. The video is up, I'm going to guess, there, if you haven't seen it. And there's several videos I've done on the Unilight system. But the end state, the intent is that Bella's new skin, this fuselage, is going to have navigation lights with embedded strobe on the left and right side pods here. And it's going to look fantastic. Wish me luck. Okay, legends, a couple of precursors, some preliminaries before we start. For your awareness, we're only going to do one side in this video. Clearly, you repeat it for the other side, but we're not going to do both in the same video. We're just going to do one side. The second thing is, do I have a plan? No, I don't have a plan, but I'm just going to use a little bit of common sense, to be honest with you. And thirdly is safety. Yes, it's 2022. There's always got to be a disclaimer. If you copy me and my methods in this video, then you do so at your own risk. Safety glasses. These are toughened short distance safety glasses as well. So I haven't got to wear one of those huge scientific mask things. These are my safety glasses. I'm going to be using a Dremel. I've got to be honest with you. This is what I think of the Dremel. Where is it? Here it is. Now, this cable at the end of the Dremel, one, isn't long enough, Dremel. It needs to be longer. And secondly, it's a pain in the arse, to be frank. I will be looking at some form of battery-operated, coreless, cableless version, and I would suggest you do too. However, for this Dremel, I'm going to have it around about 25, something like that. And the cutting disc that I'm using is 0.75. And I hope this one works because the other one I stood on. So that's no good to anybody, is it? I've got other cutting discs, but to be perfectly honest with you, you could cut an iron girder with them. So they're no good whatsoever. Right, I'm now going to show you some preparation that I've done on the side pod. Let's just check. Yep, she's under. Okay, now, just like a surgeon, we have prepared the area. And it's important you do that, I think, purely and simply because, one, it will keep you focused on this bit that you need to cut out or grind down, whichever method you choose. And yeah, we make a little joke about a surgeon, but there is a reason why surgeons, you know, use a cover to cover all the area of the body that they're not interested in and just focus in on the area they are interested in. In this case, we've got this cyst here, this navigation cyst that we're going to be removing from here. The The electrical tape, in my view, is better than using masking tape. And I'll tell you why. It's thicker. Simple as that. You know, I've got shaky hands. I'm going to try and be as steady as possible. But ultimately, it's quite close. It's quite close to the side pod. And the side pod is at an angle. I don't know if you can see that, but it is at an angle. So I'm going to have to be very, very careful cutting that off. I'd much rather cut too little off than too much. And by that I mean I'd much rather that it stood proud at the end, and then I can then grind it down flush. I'm going to have to drill a hole in the side here as well for the heat sink, which will act as a locator. So yeah, so in summary, mask it off. I mean, I've used electrical tape because it's thicker, and therefore if I, you know, accidentally touch this, you know, it's not going to rip apart very quickly like masking tape will. You know, there's a bit of substance to this stuff. And the purpose of that is to protect the paint underneath, and also to isolate this cyst that we as surgeons are going to remove. Right, let's see how we get on. Now, clearly, do I record this? Oh my God. Do you know what? Let's see if we can. Here's our cyst, and that's what we're going to cut out. I'm going to take a little bit off the top first, see what's inside. Here we go then. 25 on the Dremel. How are you doing, sweetie? All right? Jolly good. You feel a bit woozy? No, I know, it'll all be over soon. Yeah, I don't think we need to come down any closer than that. And I think it's probably at this stage where, you know, we probably need to take this tape off and have a look, and then reassess. Okay, so yeah, I mean, that's not bad, to be honest with you. You can see there that we're about as flush as I think personally you really want to go. You probably don't want to go any closer than that for fear of starting to scratch the paintwork, although we did mask it off obviously, but that's taken it down significantly. It doesn't exist anymore. Now we can tidy that up a bit more and get that a little bit more flush, but of course the more the intent is to get that even more flusher, if there is such a word, the more the risk you have of damaging the paintwork. So I'm more inclined to allow that to be a little bit proud, you know, by probably about 1 mil it is, certainly up at the top. I'm more likely to leave that proud and then start securing the nav light on there than actually taking that down any further, but we'll see. Today I was at the hygienist for my old goat's teeth there. Can you tell? Put your hand up if it hurts. My hand was always up. Of course it bloody hurts me. What is the point of a hygienist anyway? Why did I pay £60 for someone to hurt me? Madness. But just a quick one, and that is that, you know, earlier on in that previous video segment I said, you know, this is about 1 mil at the top proud. Actually, it's not, is it? It's 1 mil at the bottom. So actually, when you turn it over, it's now more flat, because up at the top here, which is the bottom as you look at it, sorry, this is fairly flush. So the bottom being 1 mil out means that that is going to be, you know, much flatter to the side profile of the aircraft, purely simply because this side pod is angled. So it'd be interesting to see how that works out. Now here we have our side navigation light. Let me just offer this up for you. Hopefully we can, let me see whether I can focus on that bit there. So you can see here, let me see if I can, yeah, so you can see that it is going to cover that area. The difficulty I have now, of course, is placing this on here, creating a hole for the heatsink, and then a way in which I can channel the wires in. Now, we know that we can parallel these wires, the orange and black, but I'm not sure whether I can just cut the black wire. It's out of focus, I think. Cut the black wire and reconnect it. I'm not sure. There's a resistor there, and I think that will probably mess around with impedance and so on. So I'm going to have a think now about how best to mount the side navigation light on here. Thinking cap. Okay, quick update after the thinking cap's been on, and that is I decided to take off the end of the lights, these little plastic caps here, by taking the pins out, which means that then I'll have to drill a smaller hole to get those cables through. So I've done that for both navigation lights, both sides, and then I realised I didn't know which one was red and which one was green. There's no way of being able to tell. You know, the LEDs aren't coloured. They're programmed to be coloured. You can't tell by looking at them what colour they are. So, top tip. Do a test first to make sure you know which one's red and which one's green. I took all the pins out and I started putting it on, I started drilling holes, I started doing all sorts. I was just about to secure it to her and I thought, shit, which colour is this? And it turned out that it was the wrong colour. Yeah. The other thing is, if you're doing it like me with an IQ of 3, it's upside down, which means that the side that we've been doing, this side, is the starboard side, which means that this navigation light is green. As you're drilling the holes, then just just double check as you're going along, so you don't end up drilling a hole too big. That's exactly what I've done. I checked 7.5 mils, and that fits perfectly. The hole at the back here is 5 mil, and that's so that the resistor can fit through. I've taken the cables off of the blocks, as I mentioned earlier on. So the ends look like this, basically, and I'll put those back in the blocks. There we go. She's ready to go in. Now, that will fit in there perfectly, and you can see, and I think you'll agree, the alignment is pretty bloody good. Now, I will secure that in place with thick CA, and then once that's cured, I will then fit the cap on top with probably medium CA. But let's see how it looks. Excuse my fingers. So yeah, there you go. So it will look something like that. And I think you'll agree, I don't know if I leave that there, I think you'll agree it looks pretty bloody good. I mean, bearing in mind that it's just sitting there, it looks pretty good. And of course, the Unilight system is so bright, you know, that it is a 360 light emitted. So the fact that this is at a slight angle because of the side pod here makes no difference whatsoever. You know, you're certainly going to see that. Hello, legends, and here we are, all done. Let's wake up the patient. Sweetie, 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 time to wake up. Time to wake up. Hello, hello. Yeah, did you have a good dream? Good. Yes. Yeah, it's all over now. Yes, we're all done. If you'd just like to look out your right window. How about that? You've got a green light. Oh, she's ecstatic. She's absolutely ecstatic. I know. And look. Yes, it even... Yeah, I know. You've got a flashing light, just like your mum. Yes, I know. No, don't look out the left. Don't look out the left window. We haven't done that one yet. We'll do that straight away. But we'll say goodbye to our friends first. Someone call me an ambulance. See you later on the next episode. Take care. Bye-bye.